Hi everyone, this is David from MyStartupTV, and today I'm talking with business coach and mentor and advisor Tala Chisholm. So Tala, welcome to today's program.
Thank you, David. Welcome to you.
Thinking too small, thinking too big, obviously both of those things, as we've discussed, are really bad pitfalls that can cause a startup to fail. But the last one is probably the biggest one. Build it and thinking they will come.
That's true. Again, I see this unfortunately. And look, it sounds like a great idea. You know, you're thinking that you've got a product, you're a new mum, and you're looking for, you have this particular need to, you know, to do something either for the baby or for yourself or whatever it is, and you feel, oh my God, there's a gap here. I'm not finding this product, or I'm not seeing this anywhere out there, and I have a real need for it. Or you're a man with a beard like yourself, and you're thinking, oh, when I trim my beard, I have these particular challenges, and I can't see anything on the market that's going to solve those problems. So I'm going to invent something. That's a great thing. That's a good place to start. And then, yes, you know, the worst case is when you go off and do all of that, get samples done, go to factories, do all that wonderful stuff, and then come back with, you know, the first 5,000 units that no one wants to buy because you have not thought through, is this the right price? Is this the right product? Are these features that I thought were really important to other people as well? Because it doesn't matter what is important to you and me. It matters what's important to the majority out there that are going to buy the product. So we can love it as much as we want, but that doesn't mean anything if everyone else hates it or thinks it's too much for the money.
Exactly. Well, a boss used to say to me, David, you are not your customer.
Agreed.
So it doesn't matter what you think, it's what they think.
Exactly. They're the ones with the money. They're the ones spending their dollars. So, you know, if you haven't got enough feedback, and I've seen this also with some of the software as a service platforms and stuff like we've just talked about, and apps and all of that, you know, you go off on based on their own experience, and that's all great, but without someone with them step by step, and without, you know, trying to make it perfect, they go out, they spend tens of thousands of dollars to try and make something perfect in their eyes that may or may not be perfect in the people out there. And that's where a lot of people fall through as well, because they basically spent all their money and they got nowhere to go. But if they go through it from, you know, the beginnings, from the design side of things, and just shoot it out there first and see the feedback, then get the feedback, and then build it up and change it and take whatever necessary twists and turns to get it to fit with that particular feedback, then it's very likely that no one will buy it. And that's also coupled with finding either resellers or whoever it is that's going to help you scale it as well. It's not just about the individuals.
And if I have an idea and I want to build this widget because this widget solves a problem that I have, and I'm obviously a typical buyer because in my mind, if I've got the problem, everyone's have the problem, correct?
Right.
So if I discover that I want this widget but I can't find it anywhere, if I went to social media and asked people, or put it out on my Facebook page or whatever else, or check forums and do that sort of research to find out if A, someone else has thought of this widget already, B, if anyone has actually created it, and C, if they did create it, how much do they charge for it, and how much does it cost to manufacture? That research on the internet, is that a good way for people to go?
Absolutely. It's a good start. It's definitely looking for alternatives and products that are out there, and even going on Amazon and seeing what reviews people are saying about similar products that are competing. I mean, that's a good way of getting some intel. Going onto Facebook groups and asking questions. Just bear in mind, though, everyone's got an opinion, and that doesn't mean that they are going to spend the money when the time comes for them to spend the money. So yes, you can get some, you gauge some kind of feedback. It's just not enough. You've really got to get to the bottom of what they really think when the time comes to spend the few dollars. So if you have someone who says they're absolutely prepared to pay X, then I actually try and take the next step and maybe take a deposit or get them to help you create the product, and understand why they feel that it's worth this much to them. So there's a guy I was talking to a few days ago who also built this particular platform that, again, connects certain sectors of an industry together, and it sounded like a great idea.
Yes.
And he spoke to some people within the industry. Some said, yeah, maybe I'll pay, $50, $100 a month, no more than that. Some said, I'll pay a few $1,000s a month. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be great. This is going to save me a fortune, yada, yada, yada. That sounds good. But why? Why is it going to save them? You got to go deeper, dig deeper. What's it going to save them? How much time? How much money is it going to save them? How much pain? I mean, people will pay to remove pain and stress and hassle and all of that.
Absolutely.
To actually go dig a lot deeper than just asking someone for an opinion. It's not just about that. And one of the ways that I suggest, if I had a hand in that particular person's, progress, that he actually went and created the whole thing based on just, a few questions and some industry experience, which is, a bonus compared to some of the other possible things that I've talked about.
Sure.
And it's great. I think, he's probably, 60% the way there probably. But what I would have recommended is to have, a few of those people that said they'll pay thousands or hundreds, maybe 3 or 4 of them that agree to work with that person on this beta version where they can use it and put it through the hoops and put it through the processes and put it through their daily life without paying for it. Maybe he'll offer it to them for free after that, but they'll help him with the feedback, you see.
Yes.
This is more powerful and more valuable than any free access that comes after the phases have been gone through. But that sort of feedback is what you really need. You can't ignore that. You can't just take a few bits and pieces of opinions and go, yep, that's what I need. I'll just go and spend my $100,000 on developing this thing. It's just.
Okay, so if we can distill what we've just gone through into 1 or 2 or 3 sentences or 3 steps, so that when someone is saying, okay, I've got this idea for this widget, and I really need it, I have this desire for it, so everyone must have it. So what 2 or 3 steps should they go through before they say, you know what, this is now worthwhile for me to invest my hard-earned dollars or some of my family time or whatever to see if I can get this to become a business?
Well, I would research the options. I would research the competing options, see what the price they sell for, see what price they retail for, see what price they can be made for, and just see if there's room to move in margin land, because I can get a product landed for $10, sell it for $20, think I'm making good money, but in distribution land, that's useless. That's a waste of time. So the margins, we have to think through margins. Doubling your money is nothing. You've really got to put room in there for the retailer, ideally, because we just want to be selling direct. That would be very small time in the terms of the examples we've talked about. So assume that you're landing it for 10, selling it for 15, depends on the widget. Usually, if it's a small amount, you might want to earn a bit more margin percentage-wise, but dollar-wise, so that the dollar margin makes more sense. But anyway, let's just go from there. So land for 10, sell for 15 to a wholesale customer. The customer doubles their money. That's the retailer, doubles their money. That's what they expect with many industries. And then they want to discount every now and then. So you just leave that room in between. You're going to be paying for shipping. You're going to be returns. They're going to be people that you're going to put on to process your orders, etc. So the margins have to be checked for scale. Your competing options need to be confirmed. And if there are competing options, that's actually a good thing. That means people are buying this thing, or people have a need for this type of widget. If there's nothing like that in the market, then your job is a lot harder, because you've really got to prove to yourself that people are going to buy this. And I would be going to people who are likely to resell it and ask them, what would you say if you had this product available at this price? Because they're the ones that are in contact with the customer every day of the week. And if they say, wow, this is awesome, I understand, this is perfect, that's exactly what we're looking for, then you've got something. But get that opinion from not just one or two, go and get 10 opinions from potential resellers. That's, again, a move that I think many people fail to make as well.
Okay, very good. So I think that it's been extremely powerful today. I've certainly learned a few things, and hopefully the people that are watching this have learned a few things. So this is your opportunity now to do a quick free plug, Tala, about your business. If anyone wants to find out more information, you've got 60 seconds to give a quick plug, and then we'll end the call and let people get back to their lives.
Thank you, David. Well, the bottom line with me is I'm focusing on startups. I focus on mentoring startups. And I don't do it just by virtue of, putting people on a monthly retainer like many other coaches do. I have a program, and the program goes for 3 months, and it goes through all of those essentials of being in business. So we go through understanding the client and going out there and asking them, the 50 questions that need to be asked, coming back, making sure the pricing strategy and the pricing policy makes sense, that we're going to have a good amount of margin to scale. What does it look like for the reseller? What does it look like for them? What does it look like for their suppliers? And so on. We do cash flow forecasts. We basically build the scalable business together over that period, and then including helping them with finding outsourced staff from overseas, wherever that's practical, helping them make decisions basically within the process of what they've chosen is their business or their business path. And then, it's a beginning, it's got a middle, and it's got an end, and it's not this endless blob of coaching. We actually have a good reason. One of my objectives is to help at least 1,000, 5,000 startups actually make it through that phase from 0 to 2 years, because that's the most critical phase, is where a lot of people fall through, and the majority of people, like 80% or something, are people that are startups fall through during that period of time. And my objective is to try and reduce that number.
And what you've just said to me sounds like when people have finished your program, instead of being on the drip feed until they're 30, they get to the point where you say, all right, it's time to go and make your own way in the world. Is that fair?
Absolutely. I mean, there will be other challenges once they get to the point of, small to medium-sized business. They're going to have more staff challenges. They're going to have, different cash flow challenges. They're going to have other challenges. But that's not what I'm concerning myself with at the moment. My biggest objective at the moment is to get them to a point where they know what's required to make that business profitable, scalable, sustainable, that actually thought through as a business. Not just a job, not just some haphazardly lucky thing that just happened and no one knows why and how. At least they'll know why and how. Whether it went well or it didn't, they'll know why and how.
Excellent. Well, I think on that note, it's a good time to end the call. So thank you very much, Tala. You have a wonderful day, and looking forward to where we look at the next 3 mistakes that startups can make. So have a wonderful day.
Sure. Likewise. We're looking forward to it. Bye-bye.